Hello people, today we are doing a mural for a nursery room and I will tell about everything, the process, the tutorial, how I'm using the VR to do it, which paints to use, techniques, everything that you want to know, it will be in this video. To start, I'm Kathleen Dukes, a traveling muralist, and I'm traveling the world doing those murals, and right now I'm in Mexico. And this is an important thing to say because depends on which country you are using different paints. Everyone asking me in my Instagram, like, which paints do you use? I don't have a preferred brand because every country has their own brands, but I would say always use an eggshell or a lavabo one. And with murals that are more colorful, I use enamel that are my favorite. For this mural, we need something, a little bit of arsenal. I would start with my brush arsenal. I always have some big ones that I use for long lines and also for filling. And those ones are my favorite. I get to know them when I was in Australia and was a slight change, I would say. Can you see that they are slightly different from the others? They are really thin here and also different from those ones. They are perfect for lines. They are not the best ones for fillings, but for lines they are amazing, so I always travel with them. When I go to a country that they have more of them, I always buy more because with the time they get a little bit old, so I try to buy new ones when I can. And I have those ones that I buy in normal art shops that are for details. I have a lot of types. This one I think I will be just like I will retire this one because look, this shape is not working anymore. It's not working. And I have some that I let dry in another country and I need to put on trash. I always do that. And the most important part, we need to go to buy the paint. So let's go buy, and after I will tell more about the other tools that I use for this mural. Let's start with the fact that it's the first video that I do in public, so I will be a little bit shy. But the first thing first is to get and ask for the color sheets. Normally they have some colors that are on the walls, like that one that's behind me, but don't has a lot of options, so I prefer to use this one, so I have exactly the tone that I need for my project. The idea is to print the design, but the client is crying right now because I'm taking too much time to do her mural. But the idea is to print out the design so you don't have the light of the screen changing the tone that you need. But since I'm always traveling, it's not always that I can print it. So we're gonna use the iPad. Before to start that, I always put all the colors that I want in a list because I already happened that I forgot one color or another and I had to come back to the store and it's not what we want. So here we are, we have the colors and I use the screen to get exactly the color that I want. Remembering that the screen is more lighter than the real life. So probably the color that I want is darker than the one that you can see in the screen. And I'm putting the codes of colors that I need. Now is the most cringe part because I already asked them to mix my paints and I use this time to do the videos for my Instagram. And this is so cringe because a lot of times I'm dancing and doing the videos while everyone is looking. But after a while you get used to that. I'm still shy sometimes, but no, we need to do what we need to do. Now that we have the paints, I will tell about the other tools that I use for murals and I'm using for this in this mural. Since I'm also a content creator, of course I need to have the tripod, I have the cell phone that I record everything and I post Instagram. I have this thing that I bought recently that I do my time lapse. They are really small, but for two things. One, because I'm always traveling, and another thing is that I love to dive. So it's something that I can use to work and also to dive. It's a good thing, no? And I use this just for time lapses, basically. And my recently addiction, that's the VR headset. I use it to pass the sketch to the wall, and it's amazing. I feel so tech, it's so fun. If you want to see the video with the tutorial, how to use and see all the details, I will put here the link, because I will do a full video just explaining it, because it's so nice to use it, and I'm like addicted to it. So right now, let's gonna pass the sketch and start to really paint this mural. cake and coffee. Coffee is an important thing as a mural artist, you know. Also, the iPad is an important thing. I do all my designs with the iPad, and also the iPad is the one that will guide me with the colors. So, oops, I have here the mural, and I will be looking all the time to the iPad while I'm painting the mural. Since I have the colors of the flowers on the center is more dark, instead of buying both colors, the pastel and the dark color, it would be more expensive because they don't have the small ones. Some countries you can find some small paints, but was not the case here. So what I'm doing is I bought the darker color and I bought also 2 whites. I have enough to do the color that I want. This is a part that I don't like a lot because it takes so much time, and a lot of times you mix the paint and it's still not enough. So I think is the most boring part for me is this one, and also your hands get so painted. For example, this one I put so much white, so I'm just need to put more cream. Well done, I have my first color. I just need to mix other 4. Let's go. I started the composition with the background. The idea was a landscape with a rainbow, and then I began working on the composition of the flowers. Since the baby bed will be around 1,20 meters, I made the flowers grow taller, so none of them will be hidden once the furniture is in place. The whole idea was to create something soft, delicate and pastel, the perfect atmosphere for a baby's room. At some point I also gave up of the rainbow, so the design would be more clean. And the cutest part, she loves little bees, or as her parents call them, abejitas chiquitas. So of course we added that teeny bee to the wall. I always start the mural by the layers that will be behind. So, for example, I'm starting with the branches because the branches will be behind the flowers. So I always started by layers. And one thing that's so important when I'm doing by layers and has one part that's one on top of other, I always do this trace with the brushes, so I don't let this a 3D. So when I'm painting the flower, you almost will not see my brush here because I did it. Because if I not do that and I paint the yellow here, you will see a kind of different layer here. So this is a really nice trick to have a mural more professional. Guys, this is something that I do way too often. I forgot sometimes to put my camera to do all the time lapses. So half of my time lapses has a lot of time frames that I didn't record it, like this one. So I will put it right now to finally record it. Today is day 2 of this mural. I will finish this today, but the problem is like I forgot one color because it already happened that I forgot one color or another and I had to come back to the store. As I said in the beginning of the video that sometimes I forgot to get one color. This happened. I got the colors of all the plants, but I forgot about the bees, so I had to get the yellow. Now I will mix a little bit to finish it. So today everything that I need to do is the small details that I always need to do. And the bees and the beautiful colibri. Also the bees hive, no? The house of the bees. The part that I like less, that's cleaning the floor, because this time I didn't put anything to protect, just because the floor is just of a material that's easy to take off, but it's also annoying when you need to really do it in the end. And something that I do that really works for me, I have ADD, what means that I just work with to-do lists. So all the time when I'm painting, I do small to-do lists of which colors I should use. So I have here, and I don't know why, but this makes my brain works better because I know what I need to do. So I overthink too much. And when I do that, I just think once, which colors I need to put, which brushes, so things flow so much better and easier. And I always do that, or even with tapes. And I have a helper today that's not helping me, and you're not helping me, So let's gonna work and finish this mural today, right? And this is the final result of this amazing piece, this mural. And I'm so glad that yesterday the client was here. The client was just the baby, and she was trying to catch all the bees. And I thought it was so cute, you know. And we also made a picture because her face was so similar to the bees. And now she will grow up with a mural that represents her, represents this phase of her life. Also, I didn't comment it before, but the furniture that was here is not the definitive furniture because they're gonna put a bed here that will be a bed for a kid. This is the reason why I let the flowers so high, as I said. And one thing important is, since it's a bedroom for a kid, I used the lavable, the washable paints, because for sure the kid will be touching and dirting this wall, and we need something to keep for a long period of time. And this is the reason why you need to use washable. To be honest, you should use washable paint in every mural, but especially when you have a place that people are always touching and everything. If you have any doubts about technique, about tools, about something related with art, with travel, since I'm traveling muralist, you can just write here in the comments and I can do a video especially for you about what you want to know. I will keep posting videos here about my travels, about my murals, and also about art tips. So just write here what you want to know, and I see you in the next mural.